Hi there. This is my first video that I'm doing after injecting my first dose of Mounjaro. So I will give you some facts and figures, how I feel, and just let you understand and let you know what's going on with me after my first injection. I have done a lot of research on this before I did it, and so I do know quite a bit. However, as a disclaimer, I am not a medical professional, and all of this is just things that I've learnt by myself and tried to myself. This is how I'm doing it. I'm not recommending it to anybody, so just do what your doctor, GP, or whatever is recommending to you. So, first of all, let's start with the fact that I'm taking a dose of 2.1 milligrams rather than 2.5. I have calculated that if I take a 2.1 milligram dose, then I'll be able to make the pen last for 6 injections. So basically, a normal injection of 2.5 milligrams is around about, well, it's exactly 60 clicks of the pen. So I'm doing 50 clicks of the pen. Now 60 clicks of the pen equals to 0.6 milliliters per dose. And if you take that times 4, it's 2.4 milliliters of 4 doses. Now each pen supposedly has 3 milliliters, and if I calculate that divided by 50 clicks, then I should have enough for 6 doses, which means I'll get another 50% out of each pen. Now, because of the way that Mounjaro works, then it is actually every 5 days is when the half-life expires. And so if you started off with 2.5, and then after 5 days, you've got half of that. And then after 10 days, you've got a quarter of that, an eighth of that, and so on, until after about 30 days, it completely clears your system, which means that if you take it after 5 days, you will have half as much as you had originally. And then if you add another injection to it, then you've got 150% of what you had. And then after 10 days, you'll have 175%, because it's 100 plus 50 plus 25. So in fact, the dose is going up even though you're using the same dose. So I'm using a dose of 2.1 milligrams. And I'm injecting it every 6 days rather than every 7 days, which means that from the charts I've seen, and I will show that to you, where you can get the chart and my chart up there at the top there, that you can actually see that overall in the troughs, not in the peaks, how much Mounjaro is actually in my system after week 2 is about the same as it would be if I was taking a 2.5 every 7 days. However, because I'm taking 2.1 every 6 days, then I'll be able to make it last for 6 injections. Now, from what I've read and seen, the last 2 injections are not possible to do directly with a pen, because a pen does not allow you to do more than 4 injections. And so I've got small syringes, which I will poke the rubber where the normal syringe goes in. I will draw out 50 milliliters and inject that manually. So hopefully that will work. I will let you know if it does or doesn't, but that's what I've read, so I'm hoping it will. So taking on from that, I just wanted to also mention the fact that my blood glucose level is much better now than it was. And I've got one of these continuous glucose monitors at the moment, which runs out in 2 days. I run it out for a bit before, and then for a few days after I start taking Mounjaro, and it looks like it's actually sort of like flattened out how much glucose is in my body, and it's flattened out the peaks and troughs, which means that it's a lot healthier for me, or so I'm told. You can also follow somebody called the Glucose Queen. She will explain to you how flattening the line of how much glucose you have in your blood is advantageous and of very, very good use to you. So I hope that that is true. And again, I will tell you. So basically, I'll just go through my numbers now. Now I'm lucky to have some scales that will do more than just measure my weight. They also measure the percentage of fat and the percentage of muscle that I have. They tell me my BMI. So I'll tell you all of those, because basically I'm hoping that over time I'll not only lose weight and lower my BMI, but I'll also lose more fat percentages than I do muscle percentages. What we've looked at is that I did a measurement yesterday. I'll be doing a measurement every week on a Sunday morning, and then I'll be explaining it to you and sharing it with everybody. Okay, so at the moment I am weighing 110 kilograms, 0.2. I'm at a BMI of 33. I have a fat percentage of 27.1 and a muscle percentage of 69.2. So hopefully by a few weeks from now, I'll be able to see the fat percentage go down, the muscle percentage go up, and the weight and the BMI go down. I haven't really had the horrible side effects that people have been talking about. So I have been a bit tired, and that's why I took it on the Friday the first time, to let my body get used to it before I had to go back to work. So basically I've got the whole weekend to get over my tiredness. So hopefully by the time I go back to work tomorrow morning, I'll be okay. I've had a bit of tummy pain, not too much really, but I haven't had any constipation or diarrhea or excess gasiness or sulfur burping that people talk about. No real aches and pains, so everything really seems to be going quite well for me. So I'm quite happy about that. I have lost a lot of my appetite, so rather than, and I've heard people describing it as not having so much noise when they want to eat or they don't want to eat really. With me, I haven't lost that, so I can go to the cupboard and get some chocolate. Thankfully, I haven't got any in the house, but I can't be bothered to go out and get any. And I'm not really hungry, so I don't really want to eat that much. So it's not that much of a problem for me. So I have my first meal around about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then I force myself to have another meal around about 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening, because I think it's a bit healthy that I need to eat. I'm trying to eat healthily, so I'm trying to eat salads and clean chicken and these sort of things. So we'll see how that works for me. I'm seeing that I'm sort of, in the first day or two, I was quite full after I had, let's say, my salad. And I felt that in my tummy. These days, which is like 3 days after, I can't really feel that anymore, but I don't feel hungry. So maybe it's taking effect, maybe it's taking a different effect. We'll see. Now, one thing that is worrying me is that I had talked to a professional before I started this, and they said that I had to eat around about 150 grams of protein per day, and drink about 3 liters of water, or fluids. So I'm able to do the fluid bit, so I'm drinking 2.5 to 3 liters without that much of a problem. However, I'm not sure that I'm reaching my goal in as far as the proteins are concerned. I am also supplementing that with some powder, which I make into a milkshake, which A, helps me because I'm drinking more, and B, it adds another, let's say, 40 or 50 grams per day in my milkshake. On top of that, I take some other supplements, which I've read are good for you, especially if you're taking like GLP1 injections. So I'm taking B12, I'm taking a multivitamin, and I'm also taking electrolytes to help my fluids go into my body better. So hopefully that will be good and that'll be helpful. And over time, I will see if I need those or not, and how I'm eating and how I'm drinking. And if I don't need those, then I won't carry on taking them. But I thought that I'd better be safe than sorry in the first place, and therefore I should take those in advance and then carry on during the first period of my Mounjaro journey. So that's it really, and I will talk to you again next week and tell you how I have come along, and if I've lost any weight at all, and how my journey is progressing. Thanks very much. Bye.